Nationwide Football League Extra in association with the Nationwide Building Society.
4 weeks from the finishing line, and winning is all that matters now nationwide. 75 goals are on the way. Power to the people. Now one club's great escape could be a survival blueprint for others. And as England expects, we've a Euro classic from Anfield 77.
This now could be interesting. Bergkamp! Super sub! Strikes again!
Well, the first issue of the Nationwide League season was set to be decided here at Burnden Park. Bolton Wanderers leave here in the summer, but their main objective since last year has been to be back in the Premier League by the time they move home. Well, this weekend they could accomplish that objective.
2 years ago, Bolton Wanderers squeezed up through the playoffs. This time around, their supporters were able to plan and rehearse their promotion party in detail. The flags and the fancy dress were out, and as their big moment approached, the fans were savouring every second.
Very happy. Can't be much happier than this. 3 points today, 3 more games, promotion, champions.
They've been playing really well this season. Now, I've been coming down for about 20 years now, and I'd say this is one of the best sides we've had down here.
Brilliant. I'm going to stay up this time.
It's been a real roller coaster. I think in years to come, when the club's history is written, this year will be one that will be the most significant, influential year the club's ever had.
It's been a near-perfect season. The team have dominated Division 1 in a way few thought possible. Churchich and Stubbs left last summer, but the rest of the squad stayed together and won together. John McGinley and Nathan Blake have formed one of the best striking double acts in the game. Per Fransen and Michael Johansson were astutely signed from Denmark by the man who must take most credit. Colin Todd is in his first full season as manager. A naturally shy, modest man, he's not made one false move.
I think he should be proud of himself, the way he's conducted himself, the way he's actually got the players motivated after a real disappointment last year. Phil Brown's helped him. It's been a tremendous year.
The club is going in the right direction. They're very ambitious, and it's up to myself now to look for the future.
That means a new home and a new era. The 25,000 all-seater stadium near Horwich will be ready in August. Before then, a reverse takeover and share flotation could release £10 million. Crucial money if Bolton are to become more than just a club yo-yoing between the top divisions.
The new stadium, quality stadium as well, so it just gives you a buzz really. You know, the town's buzzing about it. Fantastic.
We need the finance, and I think once we get that behind us, we'll go places.
Did you want to see Italians here, Italian superstars, Ravanellis, Zolas?
If they do the business and it keeps us up, yeah. Without it, yeah.
We've now put the club, hopefully, on a much more solid financial footing to be able to compete with the bigger clubs in this area. And it will give us, not only with the new stadium, but with new monies available, the whole of the leisure activities around the ground. It'll be a 7-day-a-week operation. It should make us more competitive in that top league.
But for every Bolton fan, Saturday was about short-term gain and celebrating this season's achievements. 1 point against Queen's Park Rangers was required for promotion. And there was the obligatory rousing Burnden Park welcome from another expectant full house. They wanted to party right from the kick-off, but QPR weren't just bit-part players, not with the top 6 still a possibility, and certainly not after Steve Morrow's wonderful debut goal. Now the Rangers assistant manager Bruce Rioch, the last man to take Bolton up, wasn't such a welcome guest. Bolton weren't short on possession or pressure. Their players just seemed too keen to impress. The final pass was going missing. Blake and McGinley's every twist and turn was met with a sturdy challenge from a Red Rangers shirt, and frustration was setting in. The yellow card stirred Bolton's enigmatic number 9 into more positive action, but when he did shake off Danny Maddox, Blake's cross hit a big brick wall. Bolton weren't desperate, but how they needed the break that arrived in the final minute of the half. The Rangers keeper Jürgen Sommer couldn't deal with Blake's shot, and Chris Fairclough scored the 87th league goal of Bolton's season. The tension ebbed away, and number 88 wasn't long in coming. Between them, Blake and McGinley have rarely failed to find the net in a game this season. From Alan Thompson's clever cross early in the second half, McGinley dispatched his 27th of the season. Blake has 23. It didn't inspire Bolton to a comfortable win. Queen's Park Rangers were too proud and stubborn to let that happen. After Per Franssen's shot was deflected, there was an anxious wait for Todd and for 19,000 others. Bolton had so wanted to go up with another win. And at 4:48, league victory number 25 was theirs. 17 points clear, the championship is a formality. And they could yet break the 100 goals and 100 points barriers. But it's promotion that's the real achievement.
We've just come down from the Premier League. We were hoping there was going to be no hangover, as proved in other teams. But you know, to be this clear with 5 games to go is quite unbelievable.
We know we need 1 point now to go and get what we really want, and that's the silverware.
So you're still not happy, not quite happy?
Oh, we're extremely happy, but we'd be more happy if we could come get the medal to take home and, you know, a trophy on the cabinet.
The fans last year, we didn't do so well in the Premier League, but they never really got on our backs, supported us all the way, and they've been the same this year. From day one of the season, they've been behind us, and you know, I think we came to expect good reception, but today I think it was great for everybody, and I think probably in the end it was well deserved.
The whole team has been magnificent throughout the season. I mean, just 4 defeats in 41 games shows the consistency that we have applied. And today, it's something that I'll savour. I know support as well, and I know the players well. So it's been a tremendous feeling.
Sunny Easter agreed with Barnsley. A windy, ugly Saturday at Oakwell didn't. And it was a freakish wind-assisted goal that won this game. Martin Granger's free kick went straight in. Even worse for Barnsley was the news from Molineux, where Wolves won just. Here's Peter Brackley.
Atkins. Now Osborne. Slipped on to Goodman. Roberts lurks in the centre. Still Goodman. Going for goal. Come with a save. But Thomas is there. Jeff Thomas has scored for Wolves. Good ball into Goodman. Return Newman. Too quick for him. Goodman going through. A left railing, and it's a penalty. All eyes on Keith Curle, the Wolves captain, who scored from the spot in the 2-2 draw at Queen's Park Rangers earlier in the week, and scores again. 10 minutes to half-time, and Wolves are in control. Bradshaw's flick. Now it's Fleck to Darryl Such. Looking for Edie. Edie's header and a chance and a goal from Broughton. Edie has gone across with Ian Crook. Newman couldn't turn, but it's a penalty. Just before half-time. Adams against Stow. 2-2. What a dramatic turnaround at Molineux. Milligan working hard to keep the door shut at the back. Ferguson on for Thomas. Ferguson again. Roberts lurks in the middle. So is Goodman. Roberts! Ewan Roberts to restore Wolves' lead.
On this form, Sheffield United won't even make the playoffs. The great expectations appear to be unnerving United's experienced side. And there was an eerie silence at Bramall Lane for much of a depressing afternoon. Stacey Caldicott's goal was cancelled out 20 minutes from the end by an outrageously simple equaliser from the Norseman, Jan Åge Fjørtoft. It was sublime cheek, if he meant it. But Fjørtoft's teammates never convinced. Just 3 minutes later, David Smith was allowed to set up Bob Taylor, who turned and shot in one sweet move, and United's goalkeeper Alan Kelly had absolutely no chance. Nobody's taking Port Vale's pursuit of the Premier League too seriously, and that could be their secret weapon. No team is playing with more confidence or freedom, and Lee Mills personifies it. Mills' 7th goal in 6 games upset Oxford, and Mills gave defender Darren Pearce such a torrid time. Pearce was eventually provoked into one of the most blatant red card offences of the season. Mills went down, he hobbled off. Pearce, not surprisingly, was sent off. Mills' replacement, Tony Naylor, guaranteed another win towards the finish. More bad news for Oxford. Work on their new stadium is delayed, and they might not be able to move in this summer. Life as a chairman seems to be agreeing with Terry Venables, barely 3 months into the job, and El tells Portsmouth are real contenders for promotion. Jimmy Carter was playing his first game since November. He crowned it with his first of the season, and the obligatory shirty celebration. 5 days after thrashing Swindon 5-1, raising hopes of a great escape, Oldham were back to their worst. Ipswich do have one of the best home records in the division and an outstanding young talent in James Scowcroft. They also have promotion to play for. When Geraint Williams tapped in his first of the season, it was all up for Oldham, who had conceded a third before half-time. Made by Williams' pass and finished on the run by the effervescent Mick Stockwell. They were barely into the second half when Neil Gregory exposed more ponderous defending from Oldham, and Neil Warnock knows there can be no more off days like this.
I never look at further than the next game. If we play like we did the first half here today, then we've no chance. But, you know, it's not all doom and gloom. The other clubs at the bottom are trying as hard they can to help us all out. We have got 6 games left, and we've just got to do the best we can and show a lot more pride and commitment. But we've got difficult games, so, you know, it is difficult at the moment.
Crystal Palace have games in hand, but their home form is threatening to sabotage that top 6 place that appeared to be a formality. Neil Shipley scored, only for Palace to concede a rather soft equaliser. Andy Payton beat a creaking offside trap, and then the Palace goalkeeper Carlo Nash, who had to time his run from goal just right, but he didn't. It all means Palace drop 3 places. Friday night seems to bring out the best in Tranmere Rovers. Last week Southend were beaten 3-0. This week it was Bradford City's turn to suffer at the hands of the Jones boys. Gary Jones was on the spot for the first, but perhaps Lee Jones is the eventual successor to John Aldridge. The young Welsh striker is on loan from Aldridge's old club Liverpool, and he ran through all alone to score a fine second goal in 3 games. That made it 2-0 with 10 minutes remaining, and Bradford's dreadful away record was dented still further by Gary Jones, sent clear on the right towards the finish. He was able to embarrass the suffering Aidan Davison. The fastest goal of the weekend was at Stoke. 53 seconds into the game, the Stoke goalkeeper Carl Muggleton made a mess of his first touch of the ball. But Reading's James Lambert didn't, lobbing Muggleton and an overexposed defence. And putting a big hole in Stoke's playoff ambitions. They really had to win this one, according to manager Lou Macari. But attacking quality and chances were at a premium. Reading's stubborn defence was only prized open by Richard Forsyth. It's just 1 defeat in 14 for Manchester City since Frank Clark took over, but too many draws have spoilt their outside chances of a place in the top 6. Charlton had barely threatened until Sean Newton squeezed over an unlikely cross. Carl Leaburn headed in. Georgie Kinclads's presence next season is vital if City are to make it back up. But will the Georgian want to stay? He was in the right frame of mind at the Valley, and from Kinclads's cross, Jed Brannan headed his first Manchester City goal. Swindon conceded 8 goals in 2 games over Easter, but their defence still held firm to frustrate the bottom side. Southend managed just one shot on target, and that was it. Southend were the only team in the bottom 4 to get a point, but the positions stay the same, and it will almost certainly be 3 from that bottom 4 to go down after West Brom's surprise win at Sheffield United. Bolton Wanderers are promoted. 1 more point will win them the title. Barnsley's defeat was excellent news for Wolves, who moved to within 1 point of that second automatic promotion place.